Hello, welcome back to Simply Inspired with Magda. I'm Magda, and today I want to talk about the feeling of feeling behind in life and comparing yourself or your life with other people. Let me tell you that this is a normal feeling when you are on your own journey. And in this video, I will help you understand where those feelings or those thoughts are coming from. And also, I will help you shift this perspective from feeling behind to feeling aligned with your own very unique journey. Because let me tell you, you are not behind. You are just walking your own very unique path. And as always, I will share some of my personal stories and reflections to help you feel a little bit less alone on your own journey. So let's dive in. So recently I observed that I had this feeling of feeling behind in life, or rather questioning whether that maybe I should be further down the line in my life. And I started observing this feeling because it doesn't happen as often as it used to in the past. And so I noticed that this feeling was triggered after visiting my sister. So my sister is older than me, 12 years, and she followed this traditional path of life where you just you go to school, then you got a job, then you have career and house, family, dog, car, all of it. Yeah. So basically, she has this very traditional path, and honestly, good for her because she had her own challenges in life, and at the moment she's happy and she's very settled. And probably that's why I sometimes when I visit her I feel that I start to compare myself or my life with hers. I'm thinking that I should be further down the line, that I should be more settled in life, especially when she sometimes makes these comments that, oh, maybe I should finally just settle down a little bit. But then when I really sit down with all those feelings, I realize that actually I am living my life my own way, and it might be completely different to the way my sister lives her life. And it's okay. But naturally, those feelings of self-doubt or comparison just they are coming in. So I compare my life to my sister's life, even though I know that not only is she older than me, 12 years, but also her life choices are completely different than mine. So I decided to observe a little bit what happened when I got triggered with this thinking of feeling behind and comparing myself to my sister. And I realized that, basically, I've been compared to my sister throughout my childhood. My mom always compared me with her, and she was always telling me, oh, look at your sister, she is this, she's that, she's doing this, she's doing that, and you should follow the similar path, which was, to be honest, a little bit frustrating and sometimes also disappointing, because I felt that I am living my life, I was following this traditional path for a very long time, and I was doing all the right things. Yeah, so I went to school, I finished school, I went to university, I got my first job and all of it. But then eventually I realized that this traditional path was really not for me. And at age 29, I decided to hit a reset button on my life, and I decided to just leave everything behind, and I decided to leave my country and move to England. And fast forward 12 years, I came back to my home country, and now I'm feeling that I am not the same person that I was 12 years ago when I was leaving Poland. But at the same time, I still have this feeling that I should be further down the line with my life. Even though I have chosen my own path and I've made decisions based on my unique personality and my values of how I want to live my life. Yeah, that I value freedom, I value self-exploration, self-discovery, and this authenticity, where for me, following what's traditional and following what's given from the outside is just completely not my style. Yeah, but that's why, because I have chosen this path less traveled, those feelings of uncertainty, self-doubt, and comparison, from time to time, just creeps in. So in terms of feeling behind in life, I had to remind myself that actually I am on my own very unique path, and I am exactly where I am supposed to be. And I have to sometimes remind myself also that I need to trust the process. I need to trust that this is my own very unique journey, and also that there is no like timeline in life. Yeah, there's no destination that, you know, someone is giving us this recipe for life, let's call it. And that's why I'm sometimes thinking like, who is giving us those ideas of how to live our life? Who is telling us this, that this is how life should supposed to look like? Is it our family, our culture, society? And why do we always feel behind? And I realized that it's because we've been conditioned to this idea that we constantly have to compare ourselves to others, to our siblings, to our colleagues, to our classmates, neighbors, you name it. Now with social media, we also compare ourselves with others, thinking that, oh, they are so far ahead of us, and then we feel that we are behind. But then we need to go back to ourselves and think about our life in a way that it's our life, it's our journey. And especially if you've chosen the life that is not following this traditional path, you need to remind yourself that that was your choice. And although sometimes it might feel uncertain, it's still aligned with your own journey. It's aligned with your values, and it's aligned with your choices that you made in life. So this idea of feeling behind, who is telling you that you are behind? That's just conditioning. That's conditioning from society. That's a conditioning from your childhood, from your parents. And there is, as I said, there's no timeline. There is no specific timeline for, oh, by this or that age you have to be here or there. Who is telling this? We tell this to ourselves because we've been conditioned to thinking this way, to constantly compare ourselves to others, and therefore we feel always in lack. We always feel that there is something missing in our life, that we feel that someone else's life is better than ours, that we constantly have to chase for something bigger, for more, and eventually you have to like sit down with yourself and think like, what do I want from my life? If this comparison comes from the place thinking like, oh, you know what, this person inspires me to do something more in my life, then it's fine. But if you compare yourself from the place of lack or from the place of self-doubt, then most likely you will start feeling behind because you don't acknowledge and you don't honor your own journey. You are on your own path and you walk this path your own pace. And I sometimes think about this when I go for my walks and there are people who are passing by and You know, there are joggers, they are on the bicycle, they might be walking their dogs, and you know, they just pass me. They might be quicker than me, or sometimes I overtake them. And I'm thinking, it's not that I am behind someone or that I'm ahead of someone. It's only that I walk my own way, my own path, in my own pace. And that's how I see this in life as well, that I choose my own path, and I choose the pace of my life. Because we are all different, we are all unique, and it's important to honor our own journey and our own path. And the other crucial thing is that if you ever compare yourself with anyone else, let it be you, yourself. Compare yourself only with how far you've come, and not someone else's journey, because it's unfair on you. And I remember when I was finally made this decision to move from England back to Poland, at first I was thinking, oh, I've lost 12 years of my life and now I'm just coming back, and what was this for? But that was just my ego talking. So what I did, I just sat down and I wrote down everything I experienced during this 12 years and everything that I learned, all the people that I met, the places I visited, and all the mindset shift I went through. And then I realized that I really changed a lot during those 12 years, and I'm not the same person. So I can only compare myself with this person that I was 12 years ago and appreciate the whole journey that I went through during these 12 years. And that was my own very unique path. That was based on my own choices, that was based on my own values, and all this self-exploration that I did during this time to realize what I really want from life, who I really am. And then, you know, back here in Poland, me comparing myself to my sister's life is just not fair on my own journey. And I have to remind myself this when I'm triggered and thinking like, oh, why I'm not like my sister. This is my time to like set this boundary that maybe I am not this person who wants my sister life, and that's okay. Or maybe I will get whatever she has in life, but I might do it in a different way, in my own pace. So going back to this video subject of feeling behind in life, there is no timeline. There is no timeline that by certain age you should be here or there. And it's important to acknowledge this, because if we keep thinking that we are behind in life, then at certain age we feel that, oh, it's too late for us to change, or it's too late for us to start over, and then we get stuck in situations that are just not for us. Like you might be stuck in a relationship that is not serving you because you are thinking that, oh, I'm too old to break up and start over and looking for a partner. Or you might be stuck in a job that you don't really like and you feel like, oh, you know what, it's too late for me to change the job or change my career path, because, you know, at this age I should be I should have stable job and just stick with it. We've been conditioned that by certain age we should achieve certain things, but let's really break this very false and not really serving idea for life. Because as I said, with this mindset we will be stuck in situations that are not serving us, and we will just harm our own growth and our own journey. So with this video I want to remind you that the only person that you can compare yourself to is you. If you notice that maybe there was no change in your life, then you could sit down and reflect why that was the case. But I want to encourage you to stop comparing yourself with others and stop thinking that you are behind in life, because you are never behind in life, because life has there's no timeline for where you should be. And I always think about my dad's story, where he was 70 when he decided to reach out to his university sweetheart, and then eventually they were together, and they would say that they were each other's love of their lives, and she was there with him till the very end. So life in general doesn't always have to feel easy or simple, but it always should feel real, and it should always feel that it's yours. No matter of the decisions that you make in your life, it should be yours. So always go back to yourself and think about your own journey, your own experiences, and just honor your own journey in general. Because if you choose the path that is less traveled, then it's natural to sometimes feel foggy, confused, or uncertain. But if you just keep walking, and you will trust that everything will be fine, and it will be fine. If you trust that the universe has your back, you will create a life. That's the most important thing. You will create a life that is aligned with your own unique personality, with your own unique values, and the journey that you are taking now is the one that serves your life, because it is your life, your journey, and your path. So keep walking your path in your own pace, and don't worry about anyone else. It's your path. Honor your path and appreciate how far you've come. So I hope this resonated with you. If you are on the edge of a new chapter, or maybe you are already reinventing your life, but you need some reassurance, inspiration, or guidance on your journey, then subscribe to my channel, where I share personal stories and reflections on emotional healing, self-discovery, and living life on your own terms. And to keep the momentum, you can watch another video of mine. Meanwhile, thank you for watching, and I see you next time.